Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to IdeaDiary. Thanks for coming back, y'all, and hanging out. Okay, so I have 25 show ideas for you to go live every day. Kind of continuing from yesterday because I meant to read the list, but I started talking about something else, and then the 15 minutes was up pretty fast, so I only got through 1 through 6. So I thought today, let's just go ahead and do 1 through 25. I'm trying to get a big list together, so I will be putting all these ideas in the show description, so you can copy and paste to make your own little idea sheet for yourself. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to have like 50 ideas or 100 ideas so that you can never run out of ideas, because some of these will apply for some people, some for other people, so I'm just trying to get a variety, but a huge chunk of variety that if you're ever wondering or you don't have something to talk about for the day, because I recommend that we all do a daily show until we get good at speaking into a microphone and talking to yourself. If you're already good at this, podcasting, video making, whatever it is, creating content, you might not need to go every day. However, if you're not good, like I'm not good, I'm trying to work on my chops, and I'm going every day to eventually figure out a show style that works for me and shows off my personality and is super fun for me to do. And I don't know if I'm going to go daily every single day forever, but I'm definitely committing to 1 year and then seeing what happens, how things change, what's happening. Do I have anyone actually listening? That if I need to change it up, if I need to step it up, whatever it is, I'm going every day, and it's embarrassing, but you got to be bad at some point, and then eventually you're just good and you make it look easy and everyone just thinks you're a natural. Okay, so 25 show ideas to go live every day. So number 1 is read the news. Read the news relevant to you, your business, your hobbies, your interests, what you find valuable to know for whatever reason. You can just find some news articles for the day and kind of read the news to people. Number 2, improv anything. So if you're a comedian, if you are an actor, if you're kind of just, you don't know what you are and you just want to kind of come on and just see where that takes you, just, improv something. And a show can be 1 minute or it could be an hour. It's whatever you feel is doable for you. I'm doing 15 minutes and I feel like that's doable, but I could see how like just doing a 3-minute show or a 5-minute show to start out with is probably pretty easy and anyone could do that. Okay, number 3, giving tips on anything you actually know something about. You don't have to be a PhD or the biggest professional in the world or the most successful person. Just tips on anything that you know. Okay, number 4 is write a song a day and perform it, which is insanity. But if you could pull that off and do it, I feel like you'll be getting some good chops working. So number 5 is to do a round table. That's always kind of been a thing, where I think people would use Google Hangouts before and then do a live type of YouTube show. But you can do a Zoom call. It doesn't have to be live, but you kind of record the screen, record the conversation, post it, and whoever is on the round table, be it one other person or 7 other people, everyone's kind of bringing their own audience and sharing, and it's a fun way to discover other people. Okay, number 6 is audiobook. So you could find public domain books that you find interesting and then come on and read a chapter. If you're a writer, you can write your own book. You could read a chapter a day or a page a day or who knows what, but just kind of use podcasting in an audiobook style and reading something. Okay, number 7, have a kind of like a sleepover type of thing. I've seen some people do this where it's kind of like a round table, but I think it's just more like wild and craziness. So, just a group of friends, they want to do like a YouTube live situation in a group and just, do it at night and maybe have some drinks or have some coffees or whatever it is and just talk about random stuff. So number 8 is have a book club. Get everyone to read the same book and talk about it. It's I'm kind of trying to pull in what are some things you might do in real life that you could do in a show or on a live or something. So number 9, something that you might do by yourself, like knitting, but do it live and in a group and have a group conversation. So something that might be a self activity that you might do all alone. You could stream that with other people and just have a fun conversation talking about that thing you're doing. If you're, playing solitaire, knitting, doing a puzzle, there are 20 billion things, playing Legos. There's a million things that you could do by yourself, but you could do it streaming with other people. Okay, number 10, doing a stand-up comedy bit. So, like I said, 3 minutes, 15 minutes, a full hour, whatever you could pull off every day, I think is pretty funny. Number 11, conference. So there are about 20 billion conference ideas, just kind of plan an online conference and every day talk about something valuable to you or have people on or teach something. Conferences run the gamut of possibilities. So pick something for your industry and just kind of have a conference that maybe it's 365 things that happen at that conference and one thing happens every day. You can get creative. Number 12, teach a class. So kind of like tips, but a little more organized. Just kind of, teachers, have a full semester full of classes where they have something new to teach every day. So you could do that with any sort of topic that you know about. Number 13, reading the horoscope, doing tarot readings, doing any sort of weird fortune-telling thing. There's all kinds of people doing that as a show. Number 14, reviews. Review anything. If there's always something new being released, kind of check it out at the library or listen to an album for free on Spotify or Pandora and then write a review on it. Number 15, reactions. Everybody's doing reactions of all types. Just put in reaction into YouTube and about 40,000 million things will pop up and it's pretty funny and people, are loving doing the reactions to old stuff, new stuff, just reacting to something they've never seen before. All right, 16 is equipment and tech stuff. You can talk about any computer program, any video game, any camera equipment, any Fitbit thing, any sort of anything tech. There's a lot of shows about that. And people are really using YouTube as a search engine to look up tech stuff and tutorials and to find out which the versus thing. So one camera versus another, one laptop versus another. That's a huge, valuable thing that you can provide to people if you're into that. 17, 18, 19, I'm just kind of doing favorites. So talking about your favorite book. It's something you could have read when you were 10 years old, but it's your favorite book. So not all of us, it's kind of like the mixtape thing. Like back in the day, we discovered bands because someone would make us a mixtape of something that another friend made. And it would just be like mixtape. And then everyone would find out about all these underground bands and stuff. So favorite books, 17, 18, favorite movies, TV shows, number 19, favorite music. So old vintage TV, vintage movies, new stuff, random stuff, any time of the day. Music, I feel like the future of music might be where, a record could have been released in the 70s or 80s or 90s and nobody really knew about it. And then all of a sudden it comes into the lexicon of everyone's, existence of bands that they know. And they could be 80 years old now, but for whatever reason, the album that they made when they're 20 years old is just like the biggest thing in the world. I just kind of predict that might start happening because there's so much to discover that I feel like anything can happen. So just sharing your favorite books and movies and TV shows and music, I feel like that all really shows off your personality and really can help people connect with you, and you can really teach a lot, and who knows what could happen. So number 20, I just kind of wrote down something like hiking trails. You can film yourself out in the world and just showing people different things about a lot of stuff. It's just, for some reason, hiking trails just got into my mind, but I feel like that could be a metaphor for a lot of different things. Because a lot of times hiking trails are so unique and so weird and hard to find. I feel like there could be a lot of things like that. So I just put down trails. And then that kind of got me into thinking, number 21, exercise. There's a ton of shows about 7-minute abs, or 5-minute arm workout or whatever it is. If you're into fitness, like, get on it. A 5-minute yoga, a yoga in your desk, a yoga in the kitchen. I don't know what it could be, but it's limitless. There's not too many people doing yoga videos, I promise. It's all about you connecting with somebody perfectly that specifically likes you. Okay, number 22, recipes, food, desserts, vegan food, junk food, healthy food, meal prepping. It's an endless amount of ideas for food, how to organize your kitchen, how to organize your spices, what to buy at the grocery store, like a million things you could do with food, and people obsess over food. So I know if you're into it, someone else might be into what you're into. How to, organize your freezer with the perfect amount of things. There's how to spend $100 for a month on your, on groceries, feeding a family of 10. There's all kinds of crazy things. Number 23, test things out. People go test drive cars. People go and talk about every single nook and cranny and every single feature of a car. People do does this thing really work type of shows where they'll buy all the crazy weird things they wish they could buy, and now they have a reason because they're buying the thing and they're talking about it and they're testing it out. So 23 is test things. 24 is things to do around your city. So kind of like what restaurants to eat at, what fun things to do. I know it's the apocalypse, so everything's changing. So what to do when there's nothing to do in your city? There are, a million things. There's definitely 365 things to do in your city that you could talk about 5 minutes a day. And 25, I'm just going to end that with interviews, because I feel like if you feel really nervous and you feel boring, just interview someone else. Record a phone call. You don't have to get super high tech with this thing. Just get your phone, put it on speakerphone, record it with a camera or a microphone or your laptop. Start where you are. Don't worry about equipment. It's better to practice talking, because you're going to suck for a certain amount of time. And then one day it's just not going to suck anymore. And you don't really know when that's going to happen, what changes are going to happen, and just got to get to it and start trying. And I guess that's the show for today. I think we've hit 15 minutes, and I really appreciate it if you have come back from yesterday's show, because I kind of started this list yesterday and I didn't quite get as much done. But here's the complete list: 1 through 25 show ideas to go every day to really show off your personality. Okay, I still don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.